Tupac Shakur was not before his time, but one of a kind of his time and era.
He was a movie star, and for him to be doing street stuff gave him like sort of a Marlon Brando edge. The outlaw who was living life in some romantic Ernest Hemingway world where you lived out your art.
He had that almost uncontrollable, defiant attitude.
I got a big mouth, can't help it. I talk from my heart, I'm real, you know what I'm saying? Whatever comes, comes. But my controversy problem. And it's not my fault. I'm trying to find my way in the world, you know, I'm trying to be somebody instead of just make money off everybody.
Tupac's gift was the ability to take somebody else's pain and story and translate it.
We, as rappers, bought that violence. We bought the violence that we seen on the street, we put in our records for years. And after 3-4 years, people finally starting to see it because of all the statistics that's going on in the streets. If we stop talking about it, then they wouldn't take statistics. And when they stop taking statistics, then we'd be killing each other in the street and these white people wouldn't care no more.
He would definitely give you something to think about.
I know some of y'all white folks and some of y'all black folks don't appreciate what we're talking about, but this is the only way we got to make money. And if you don't let me make my money on the streets, I guarantee you I will make my money on the streets.
A lot of people say the same things or have said the same things as Pac, but Tupac made it believable.
Because at first I always thought he was just a crazy, arrogant little idiot, but I didn't really know how deep he was.
We have to be honest about the tools that we use to survive. And why is a black life any more recoupable than a white life? You know what I'm saying? We know that they don't put the same security in the ghetto that they do in the whites in the white neighborhoods.
What I saw in Tupac was someone who had a desire to be successful, and he only had 2 or 3 avenues. One was rapping, one was acting, and the other was going into the movement that his family came out of.
His mother was a Black Panther. All of the anger, frustration, and everything that she was dealing with and what was going on with her at that time in her life was feeding right into him. When Tupac was a kid, for punishment, she would make him read the New York Times cover to cover. And at the end of the day, he would be quizzed on everything he read out of the paper. Tupac, well aware of what his mother had gone through, brought that into the 90s because nothing had changed in the 60s to the 90s as far as he saw with his race of people.
I don't know how to be responsible for what every black male did. I don't know. Yes, I am gonna say that I'm a thug. That's because I came from the gutter and I'm still here. I'm not saying I'm a thug because I want to rob you and rape people and things. I'm a businessman. I mean, you know I'm a businessman because you find me at my places of business.
Tupac was a star in Interscope, and Interscope had their hands full with him. He was in jail and in trouble.
He just got beat up by the police. He had a lawsuit going to them that he won, and he was getting just harassed for anything. I mean, you know, they just start throwing him on the news as the bad guy rap when he really wasn't that person.
I appreciate the present you've given me for giving me a fair trial and a fair shot of justice. I thank you from the bottom of my heart for just destroying everything I worked for the past 22 years, and a happy new year to you too.
Tupac was in the news every day. I mean, you can't buy that kind of publicity. It's unfortunate the kinds of media coverage that they got, but it added to sales.
People that know Pac had like 15 cases in different states in America. We would go do a show, Pac would go straight to court as soon as we get off the airplane.
Don't block my way and don't hit my lawyer.
Great artists are almost always out of step with what's going on in society because they see the world differently and they act differently.
The last situation he got into, Interscope kind of like left him for dead. They wasn't really fucking with Pac like that.
Shakur and another man were accused of sexually assaulting and sodomizing a 21-year-old woman in their hotel room last year.
It's not a crime for me to be with any girl I want to be with. It's a crime for that girl to turn that into a rape charge. It was her who sodomized me. It wasn't me who went down in the dance club and ate her out. It was her in the dance club who had oral sex with me. She should be charged, not me.
Last night, just after midnight, at 723 7th Avenue, that's between 48th and 49th Street, our rap star, Tupac Shakur, and 3 members of his group were robbed and shot.
The word on the streets is that it was a warning to Tupac. Who was it coming from?
In a bizarre twist of events, rap singer Tupac Shakur checked himself out of Bellevue Hospital late Wednesday night after the 23-year-old was shot 5 times early that same morning inside the lobby of a Times Square recording studio.
Shakur had appeared in court today but had little to say about being shot. Mr. Shakur, how are you this morning?
After 3 days of deliberations, the jury has finally decided the fate of rapper Tupac Shakur. Guilty on 3 counts of sexual abuse, he now faces 1.5 to 4.5 years in prison.
The main impetus for the incarceration of Mr. Shakur was from City Hall. Mr. Giuliani himself.
Being 23, being black, and last name being Shakur in America, he never had a chance.
Tupac was in jail, and he wanted out of jail, and he wanted out of jail badly. No one, including Interscope, was putting up any bail money to get him out. And his bail was set at $1.4 million.
A lot of people on the East Coast, a lot of people in New York City dissed him hard, man. They dissed him on the radio. No one went to go visit him except for a few people.
And he wanted to be #1 again. So where else do you go but to where the other #1 people are?
Death Row Records had been trying to get Tupac for some time.
If you got Suge Knight dangling in front of you, you know, freedom, money, power, respect, can get you out of jail. Obviously, you're gonna go for it. You got a scared young man, first time behind bars. He's supposed to be back there for 4 years.
Pac promised him in return, you get me out of here, I'll put Death Row on the map. My first CD will sell 6 million copies.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that Suge wanted him on Death Row Records so badly, because even though Snoop was a huge star, he didn't have what Tupac had, that kind of icon presence like a James Dean or Elvis.
Now, I heard that he had Pac sign a contract on toilet paper. I don't know how true it is, but I know when Pac came back, he was ready.
Tupac got out in September of '95. He went to Death Row Records this day he got off the plane, and they laid down their first track for All Eyes on Me in 15 minutes.
This album is more celebratory of life, upbeat, energetic, fun, I think. But it's also harsher in terms of the language because I've been in jail for 11.5 months.
Tupac brought the feeling of I was nothing, now I'm something, and I want everybody else to be something too. If I could do it, you can do it.
He stirred up the whole group there. He got them all going and all working. He made sure that every artist at Death Row had some part of this double CD. It was his way of saying, look, I'm part of the family and I want you on my album, which he did not have to do.
Like, I remember doing a session with him, you know, and it seemed like he was just running around having fun, just partying, you know, having a good time. But the man was done. We thought that he didn't even write them. We thought he came with his lyrics already, but no, he wrote them that day. And that's just how sharp he was, man.
You had people around the studio saying, man, we gotta get like Pac. Pac just go in there, kick him in, kick him out, kick him in, kick him out. And that's all they talk about. And exactly what they're doing.
He made the level of competition, which is a good thing. He brought that level up. Any of the artists will tell you that what Tupac put into them was this business of the work ethic, where you can do more if you just work at it.
When Tupac came, it's like Suge wasn't worried about nobody else, not Snoop, nobody at the time. Nobody.
He didn't care nothing about any of the other artists at that time. He says all he needs is Tupac. He says Tupac is such a genius. And this guy is a workaholic. He didn't want no girls. He didn't want nothing. All he wanted was to go to the studio and go to work. He wanted to take his experiences and share it with the world.